What's up, guys, and welcome to our very first episode of NBA2KTV postseason. And I'm joined today by our guests, Mike Wang and Scott OG. And we're going to talk playoffs today. We did our own NBA 2K simulation, and I want to get your guys' thoughts on it, predictions that you might have. And so, yeah, let's jump into it. Should we start with the East or the West?
Let's go with the Eastern Conference.
Yeah,
Eastern
we'll go
Conference.
East.
Okay, cool. First off, I want to talk about the Wizards and the Raptors because our simulation had the Wizards beating the Raptors. Seems likely.
Well, I think John Wall, the matchup with him and Lowry is very intriguing. I think Wall's rated pretty high in our game, so the simulator's going to probably favor that quite a bit. I like the Wizards personally a lot.
Yeah, I'm not sure too if during the simulator if they actually put Bradley Beal in or not, but he's really good in our game as well. So he's a big factor there. And I think also our game will favor Paul Pierce a lot. He's still really good.
Yeah.
He's still really good, and he played well in game. He played great in game one in real life.
Cool. All right, so moving along to our first sweep in the simulation, the Bulls over the Bucks.
They're my team, and I know they're not going to sweep the Bucks. I think you know why? It's because I'm not that lucky. Any team that I want to win and do well in the playoffs, something's going to happen. So, but I think they're...
Yeah, so say that's easy.
It's
saying that you had Michael Jordan for 6 championships.
Well, that was a different time.
Oh, that's true. Very true.
But Chicago, I mean, they're banged up, and the Bucks are just that annoying, scrappy team that won't go away, and they play tough D.
What are your thoughts about the Bucks?
Milwaukee's like super long with the Greek Freak and Michael Carter-Williams back there. So I expect Kidd to do something. He comes from the Carlisle tree. To at least get one game.
All right, so Cavs, Celtics. I could see the Cavs sweeping the Celtics. Our simulator had the Celtics pulling off one game. I don't know. What do you think, Scott?
I think Brad Stevens is a top 10 coach in this league. So he's going to do something. They'll find some type of junk to at least get him a one game. He's one of the best play callers from out of bounds plays. I love that guy and everything that he does.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. I feel like the Cavs are hungry, especially first-time playoff people. Some of those guys, and they're just excited to be there. And the Celtics are just, I don't know, they're not really putting it together right now. And I don't know, I feel like the Cavs are just going to steamroll through that series.
All right, so moving along to our last series, the Hawks #1 seed in the East versus the Nets. And our game had the Hawks going 6 games with the Nets.
Well, I'm sure our game did a better job than Coach Hollins and them in getting Brook Lopez the ball. So if they get the ball down into Brook Lopez, they'll be okay, I think. But Atlanta's tough. Very Spurs-esque over there in the East.
Definitely.
The Spurs of the East, yeah. I've been a Hawk hater all year long, just waiting for them just to tank, and it hasn't happened.
Yeah.
And I feel like I don't know, this could be a year for them to make some moves in the playoffs. So
I think it's cool this year because with the Hawks and with the Cavs, they're two teams that haven't been oh my gosh, they could be in the Eastern Conference Finals. And, it's kind of cool. And the same thing goes to the West. segue to the West, we have some new teams that could be coming out on top. Warriors and Pelicans. Warriors going 5 games with the Pelicans.
Yeah, it feels like Anthony Davis alone can get them a win or two.
Yeah.
And so that's what you're looking for in that series. But the Warriors, man, they're just, you look at any analyst out there who's doing predictions, everyone's got the Warriors going all the way.
And history's on their side, too. I mean, 67 wins. They have all the makings to win the title.
Cool. So let's move along to the Mavericks and the Rockets. We have them also going 5 games. Rockets coming up on top.
This is the only one I think of the simulator I didn't agree with, because I have the Mavericks winning this series. I don't think they have a matchup for Dirk.
I agree with Scott. I think Dirk is just unstoppable, is unguardable. So you can't, having them only win 1 game in this series is maybe a stretch.
The Blazers and the Grizzlies. This one surprised me a little bit as well.
That's wrong.
Yeah, that's definitely wrong. I predicted this one to go 5 with Memphis winning in 5. Memphis beat them all 4 times during the regular season this year.
So much of the playoffs and the storylines of the playoffs are who's banged up, who's healthy, and right now the Blazers, they're hurting. So to see them, taking the Grizzlies out in 6 is a stretch.
All right, and our last series, the Spurs and the Clippers went to 7 games. Spurs coming out on top 4-3.
I believe it was Houston's 2nd championship with Olajuwon that they did this as a 6th seed too. So definitely wouldn't surprise me seeing them back in the finals again.
If the Spurs come out on top.
I think the Spurs come out in this. I have them in 6.
Yeah, the Spurs, I mean, it's not like, I think in the past they were that team that achieved more than you think they could because of the chemistry factor. But they have good pieces. I mean, Tim Duncan is still if he's not one of the highest rated power forwards, he should be.
I think overall, though, the simulation for both East and West was, besides a few things, it turned out pretty cool. What team are you most disappointed is not in the playoffs? Because I know that I am most disappointed to not see Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
Is there any teams that you guys are kind of missing this playoffs?
OKC for sure. I would have loved to see Westbrook's tear run into the playoffs, especially him and Curry going at each other.
Yeah.
That would have been a fun matchup.
But you're totally right. That's the team that everyone loves to watch.
Yeah.
We love them. They're all 2K guys as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it's disappointing not to see them in the playoffs.
It's sad.
Yeah.
Leaving off, I know we talked about it earlier, but your team, the sweeper team.
I guess I'd have to pick Cleveland.
I think I'm gonna
But I
go.
don't like it.
I think I'm gonna go with Cleveland as my 2KTV sweeper.
I'm going to go with the Atlanta Hawks because they refused to give the ball to Brooke Lopez, please.
So thank you guys for joining me again, chatting about the first round. We will have to get back together.
Absolutely. It's going to get more exciting as the playoffs continue.
I agree. See you soon.